I feel like an out-of-control fan with a microphone.
Hello and welcome to Classic Rock Facts. We are the video channel where we celebrate our common love of music and culture of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. I'm RJ. Please check out our Classic Rock Facts video vault. We have Beatles to Led Zeppelin and the MC5 to Kate Bush. Check it out. I can still vividly remember hearing Boston for the first time. It was August of 1976, and a friend from school came walking in with an album under his arm. It was their debut album. I had just begun playing guitar, and those tones blew my mind. Rhythm guitars were distorted, and leads were clean, the opposite of the norm back then. Even with the advance from analog to digital, I still chase that guitar tone 50 years later. Boston exploded onto the scene in 1976. They went from playing 4,000-seat theaters to 12,000-seat arenas to playing the 75,000-seat Pontiac Silverdome in the span of just 24 months. Here's Boston live in 1979. The band was formed in 1975 in Boston, Massachusetts by songwriter, composer, and lead guitarist Tom Scholz. The other original band members were multi-instrumentalist and vocalist Brad Delp, Tom Scholz, drummer Sib Hashian on the bottom, bassist Fran Sheehan, and guitarist Barry Goudreau. Original drummer Sib Hashian died suddenly in 2017. He was performing on a rock cruise, and in the middle of his set, he went into sudden cardiac arrest and was not able to be resuscitated. Former Boston band members Barry Goudreau and Fran Sheehan were also playing with him when the incident occurred. Sib Hashian was 67 years old. An interesting side note, Sib's daughter Lauren is married to an actor you may have heard of. Tom Scholz is a giant in the classic rock world. In the 70s, he was an MIT-trained engineer working at Polaroid. All of the Boston albums were recorded at Tom's basement studios, on equipment he had built himself. Being a perfectionist, he would not release any music until he was satisfied with it, no matter what his contract said. He is also a prolific inventor of music-related electronics. He founded Scholz Research and Development in 1980. He created the legendary Rockman portable guitar headphone amplifier. It was way ahead of its time and sounded remarkable. You could practice at 2 a.m. without waking up the neighbors. It sold well, and Tom said one of the greatest moments in his career was when he received a hand-written warranty card back from Jeff Beck. Here is a taste of that classic Rockman tone. Tommy DeCarlo succumbed to a battle with brain cancer on March 9, 2017. He was 60 years old. He left behind his wife, 2 children, and 5 grandchildren. Tommy DeCarlo was the lead singer in Boston from 2007 until 2026. The last Boston concert with Tommy took place on July 30, 2017. Boston has not played live since his death.
Tommy DeCarlo, who sang with the band Boston for nearly 20 years after posting a MySpace tribute to the band's original singer, has died at 60 years old. Today, DeCarlo's children said he died after months of battling brain cancer. Boston's original singer, Brad Delp, died back in 2007. DeCarlo worked at a Home Depot in North Carolina at the time. He recorded a tribute song to Delp and Boston covers and posted them on MySpace. Founding Boston guitarist Tom Scholz invited him to sing at a tribute show and then asked him to join the group. DeCarlo toured with Boston for nearly 20 years.
So how does someone become the lead singer of Boston anyway? It's not like they put an ad in the paper. Could anyone ever really take over from original vocalist Brad Delp? His voice was one of a kind. He was a tenor with a range that spanned 2.5 octaves. But, in a scene reminiscent of Queen, Journey, and Judas Priest, there was someone ready to take over. He was working down the street at Home Depot. Here is what Tommy DeCarlo did to become the lead singer in Boston. First off, he was a fan of the group since the age of 12. He played keyboard but also played baseball. He would sing the entire first Boston album from beginning to end while driving in his car. Number 2, follow your teenage daughter's advice and put recordings of you singing to Boston on social media. He crudely recorded them and put them on his MySpace page, which his daughter created for him. I guess you never know who might end up listening to them. And of course, check the want ads. Do major rock bands put ads in the backs of magazines asking for anyone looking to front an arena act? Boston did exactly that. Check it out. Wanted, rock singer, $50,000 minimum pay. Looking for a male with a high vocal range. In the style of Foreigner, Chicago, Starship, The New Stuff, Not White Rabbit, Bad Company, and Boston. Hint, hint. Just send in a tape and you could be flying in a Learjet to sing on stage in front of 50,000 screaming fans, while Tom Scholz is jamming to your right. Nothing to it, right? Next, you'll have to give your 2 weeks' notice at Home Depot. To whom it may concern, I will not be working the Labor Day Super Sale this year, because I will be singing with my band, Boston. You may have heard of them at Arrowhead Stadium at that time. Sincerely, Tommy DeCarlo. P.S. Will I still get the employee discount this Christmas? And lastly, you have to break the news to your wife and kids. I don't have to go in early on Sundays anymore to open the store. But if you want to fly in a private jet, ride in limousines, stay at ritzy hotels and watch me sign autographs for my fans, we can do that instead.
The guy who went from working at Home Depot to working as a rock star.
Who ever dreamed of being a rock star. Meet Tommy DeCarlo.
Some of my friends say, you're living a dream. I'm like, that's great, but I never dreamed this big.
He's singing on stage for thousands of screaming fans. But just 3 months ago, this was Tommy's life.
Well, let us know if we can help you, okay?
He was a store clerk at a Home Depot in Charlotte, North Carolina, and his singing was confined to the shower. So how did the 43-year-old Tommy go from this to this? It starts with his love for the legendary rock band Boston, who sold 50 million albums with classic hits like More Than a Feeling. Last year, after the band's lead singer Brad Delp committed suicide, Tommy posted his own recordings of Boston songs as a tribute on his MySpace page.
Well, the music was awesome.
That's when something amazing happened. The band heard his online tribute and they were so stunned by how much he sounded like their late frontman, they invited him to join the group. His wife of 20 years is his #1 groupie, and his 2 teenagers think their dad is the real American Idol. And here's what the guy who used to wear the orange Home Depot apron thinks about living a rock and roll fantasy.
I feel like an out-of-control fan with a microphone.
Good for him.
Before any of that happened, Tommy had had to tie up some loose ends. He had not led an easy life. As a teen, he had struggled in high school, to the point where the principal recommended he drop out of school. Which Tommy did. He then lived at home while working as a dishwasher at Pizza Hut. His parents ended up kicking him out of the house, and for a while Tommy was living in a homeless shelter. He moved to Florida and took night school classes while working full-time to finally obtain his high school diploma. He married his high school sweetheart Annie in 1988, who he would be with for 38 years, until his untimely death. They had 2 children, Talia and Tommy Jr. The family moved to North Carolina, and Tommy worked at the Home Depot in Charlotte as a credit manager. He sang with local bands at night, and his daughter helped him post his Boston covers on MySpace. It was also at this time that the Boston camp and its fans received horribly tragic news. Original Boston vocalist Brad Delp, who had suffered from depression since he was a teen, took his own life in March of 2007 at just 55 years old.
The distinctive voice of 70s supergroup Boston has died. Brad Delp had been the band's lead singer since the early 70s. The band sold millions of records and had their biggest success in the mid-70s with hits like More Than a Feeling and Long Time. Delp was found dead at his home in Atkinson, New Hampshire, but police say there was no indication of foul play. The band's website has been taken down and replaced with the statement, "We just lost the nicest guy in rock and roll." Delp was 55.
Rest in peace, Brad. After Brad's death, Tommy sent a link to Boston's management containing his covers of 3 Boston songs. He was contacted by Tom Scholz and asked to join the band at the Brad Delp Memorial Concert. This would be the first time Tommy ever sang with the band. It would also be the largest crowd he had ever performed in front of. Here is a clip of that performance. Tommy DeCarlo accepted an offer from Tom Scholz to become the permanent lead singer of Boston in 2007. He continued working at Home Depot for another year before he finally quit. He remained in Boston for 19 years, until his death. He also played in a band with his son Tommy Jr. That band was called simply DeCarlo. The fact that both Boston singers, Brad Delp and Tommy DeCarlo, died on the same day, March 9th, exactly 19 years apart, is otherworldly. Finally, I would like to showcase these 2 extraordinary vocalists. First is Brad Delp's isolated vocals from Something About You.
When I was younger, I thought I could stand on my own. It wasn't easy, I stood like a man made of stone. Yeah, but there was something about you I didn't want you to know. It brought a change over me. Then it started to show. I've got this feeling inside. Got to have you, have you. Ain't no good to have. It isn't easy to show. But I'm feeling inside, girl. It isn't easy, I know. When you believe in a man like me. Yeah.
Just incredible. And that was recorded 50 years ago. Next is Tommy performing More Than a Feeling in 2017. that would be one of the final times Tommy DeCarlo performed on stage with Boston. I really hope you enjoyed this tribute as much as I did creating it. He will definitely be missed, as will Brad Delp and Sib Hashian. May they all rest in peace. Please hit subscribe to receive our latest classic rock facts videos as they are released. Thanks for watching.